So something happened with the video. I don't know what, but it was frozen. So I cut that end of the video, and that's why you guys are getting another video. It's just a continuation of this problem. Let's see. As I was saying, that these here are not our actual critical numbers. Okay? These were our dummy variables that we let u equal sine of t to help us factor this. So what we need to do is we need to find the t values that equal these u's. So we take sine of t is equal to 1/2. We also take sine of t is equal to -1. Now let's look at this bottom one first. Where's the y value? At what angle is the y value equal to -1? If you think about your unit circle, the only place the y value is equal to -1 is down at the bottom of the unit circle at 3 pi over 2. Or if you go in the negative direction, negative pi over 2. However, this one right here is not going to provide us with any critical numbers that we are going to use. Yes, it provides us with critical numbers. However, these two numbers are not within our interval. Let's remind ourselves what our interval was. It was from 0 to pi over 2, so the first quadrant. These numbers are not in the first quadrant, so we're not going to use these critical numbers. So that means we only got this one. At what angle, at what t value is the y coordinate equal to 1/2? Well, that's pi over 6. So here's one critical number. It's actually our only critical number. Critical number, pi over 6. So that was step 1. I guess we're not fully done with step 1. We need to find, let's write our function again, 2 sine t plus sine of 2t. Oh, actually, it's cosine right here. My apologies. We need to find the function value, f of pi over 6. That's equal to 2 times the cosine of pi over 6 plus sine times 2 times pi over 6. Well, this is 2 times root 3 over 2 plus this simplifies to a pi over 3. The sine of pi over 3, let's see, the y value of pi over 3 is also a root 3 over 2. So you see that and that cancel right there. And you get root 3 plus root 3 over 2. And then if you were to go ahead and simplify this, you're going to get 3 root 3 all over 2. So there's one function value. F of pi over 6 is equal to 3 root 3 all over 2. Alright, so now that completes step 1. So just to go through it again, we took the derivative, set it equal to 0. Upon doing that, we solved for t. Here was our critical number, pi over 6. And then we evaluated the function at pi over 6 to get this function value. Okay? Now step 2 says evaluate the function at its endpoints. So f of 0. 2 times the cosine of 0 plus sine, if I plug 0 into there, 2 times 0 is 0, so sine of 0. Sine of 0 is 0. Cosine of 0 is 1, so 2 times 1 is just 2. So we've got one endpoint, f of 0 equaling 2. Let's go ahead and find our other endpoint, f of pi over 2. Let's see, f of pi over 2 is equal to 2 times the cosine of pi over 2 plus the sine of 2 times pi over 2. The cosine of pi over 2 is 0. That's at the very top of the unit circle. The x value there is 0. So this whole term is gone. Now the 2's cancel here and here. You get sine of pi. Sine of pi. Pi is over at the left end of the unit circle. The y value there is 0. So this is also 0. So this whole thing is equal to 0. Alright, so there's step 1 and step 2. Step 1, find the function values at the critical numbers. Step 2, find the function value at the endpoints. Now step 3, compare the values. Now, if you want to see which is the smallest, obviously 0 is the smallest out of all three of these. This is positive, so we have an absolute min of 0 at t is equal to pi over 2. And then we have an absolute max of, now we gotta find out which one is bigger. Is 2 bigger, or is 3 root 3 over 2 bigger? I believe it's 3 root 3 over 2, but you could punch it in your calculator. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Give me a second. 3 square root 3 divided by 2. This is about 2.59. So what value is bigger? 2 or 2.59? Obviously 2.59. So we have an absolute max of 2.59 at t is equal to pi over 6. Alright, so that's the end of 4.1. There is a, there is a word problem that I want to go through. There is a problem for you to try. I would recommend pausing the video and taking a look at that problem.